There comes a moment in life when you realize you've been running but going nowhere. Not because you're lazy. Not because you lack talent. But because your mind has been leading you in circles. This is the story of a man who had everything it takes to succeed, except control over his own thoughts. And by the time he understood it, he almost lost everything. At the edge of a quiet village, surrounded by endless golden fields and whispering trees, lived a young man named Armin. Every morning, the sun would rise gently over the hills, painting the sky in soft shades of orange and pink. Birds would sing. The wind would move like a calm breath across the land. But inside Armin there was chaos. He had dreams, big ones. He wanted success, respect, a life that meant something. Yet every day, he woke up with energy and ended with regret. He would start reading a book then stop halfway. He would plan his goals then get distracted by small comforts. He would promise himself discipline and break it before sunset. "I'll start tomorrow," he whispered every night. Tomorrow became a habit. And that habit became his prison. Days turned into months. The golden fields remained the same, but Armin didn't grow. He watched others move forward. Friends who once stood beside him, now stood ahead of him. Each success story he saw felt like a quiet reminder. You're falling behind. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Armin sat alone by a river. The water flowed calmly, never stopping, never hesitating. He threw a small stone into the stream and watched the ripples fade. "Why can't I be like this?" he whispered. "Why can't I just keep moving forward?" For the first time he didn't blame the world. He blamed his mind. That night, unable to sleep, Armin walked into the nearby forest. The moonlight filtered through tall trees, casting silver shadows on the ground. The air was cool, still, almost sacred. As he wandered deeper, he noticed a faint glow ahead. An old man sat beside a small fire, calm and unmoving, as if he had been there forever. Armin hesitated, then stepped closer. "Lost?" the old man asked, without looking up. Armin swallowed. "Not outside, inside." The old man smiled gently. "Sit." They sat in silence for a while. The fire crackled softly, and the forest seemed to listen. "Tell me," the old man said, "what do you want?" "Everything," Armin replied quickly. "Success. Peace. A better life. And what do you do each day to get it?" Armin looked down. "I try but I fail. I can't stay consistent. My mind, it just won't listen." The old man picked up a small stick and drew a circle in the dirt. "This is your life," he said. "Every day, you walk with energy but without direction." Then he drew a straight line cutting through the circle. "This is a disciplined mind." Armin watched closely. "What's the difference?" he asked. The old man looked into his eyes. "A distracted mind reacts. A disciplined mind decides." The fire flickered as the old man continued. "Your mind is like this forest. If you let it grow wild, it becomes chaos." He pointed toward the dark trees. "But if you guide it slowly, patiently, it becomes a path." Armin listened, his heart quiet for the first time. "You don't lack motivation," the old man said. "You lack clarity." "Clarity?" Armin repeated. "Yes. A clear goal is like a star in the night sky. Even in darkness it shows you where to go." The old man stood up and pointed toward the sky. "Look." Armin raised his head. Among thousands of stars, one shone brighter than the rest. "When you choose one goal," the old man said softly, "and commit your mind to it, everything else becomes noise." Something changed inside Armin. Not excitement, not sudden energy, but a quiet understanding. For years, he had been chasing everything at once. trying to do more, instead of focusing better. My mind, he whispered, has been my enemy. The old man shook his head gently. No. Your mind is your greatest ally. But only if you train it. How? Start small, the old man said. Discipline is not built in a day. It is built in moments. He placed a hand over his heart. Control one thought. Then one action. Then one habit. The fire burned lower as the night deepened. And remember, the old man added. If you don't discipline your mind, someone or something else will control it for you. The next morning, the sun rose again over the golden fields. But this time Armin was different. He didn't chase 10 goals. He chose one. He didn't wait for motivation. He acted despite resistance. He didn't argue with his thoughts. He directed them. Days passed, then weeks. There were moments of doubt, moments of weakness. But he returned to his path every time. Slowly, the chaos inside him began to settle. Like a storm turning into a calm sky. The same village, the same fields. But now, Armin was moving forward. Not fast but steady. And for the first time in his life, he wasn't running in circles. One evening, Armin returned to the forest. He searched for the old man, but the place was empty. No fire. No footprints. Only silence. For a moment, he wondered if it had all been a dream. But then he smiled. Because the real lesson was never the man. It was the discipline he had discovered within himself. He looked up at the sky again. That same bright star still shone. And now he knew exactly where he was going. Maybe you see a part of yourself in Armin. Maybe you've been busy, but not moving forward. Trying but not consistent. Here's the truth most people realize too late. Your life doesn't change when you feel motivated. It changes when you decide, and stay disciplined. Your mind can either be your greatest weapon, or your biggest obstacle. The choice is yours. So tonight, ask yourself, what is that one goal that truly matters? And tomorrow, don't chase everything. Just take one step toward it. If this story made you pause, even for a moment, then you're already on the right path. Subscribe to Life Lesson Chapters for more stories that don't just inspire you, but change the way you think. Like this video if you're ready to discipline your mind. And share it with someone who needs to hear this before it's too late. Because sometimes, one story can change everything.